Paul McGregor prepares to lead out the Illawarra Steelers. Trent Barrett there, prominent as well. Brad Mackay, how important will he be this evening? They have a disappointment already today, though. Rod Wishart, who's played 142 games for the Steelers, as a late scratching. Wayne Clifford will come into his place on the wing. Reeves at the back, Timmins and McGregor in the centres, Moon on the other wing, Barrett and Robertson the halves. Cram, Callaway and Lightvoll are the front row, and off the back, Hart, Lamey and Brad Mackay. Sean Timmins. And there he is, Paul McGregor. What a wonderful career that man has had. 111 games. Glenn Lazarus in the dressing room there. This is a big moment for the Melbourne Storm. This is history. They'll be led out by Tawid Anikau, the New Zealand international. And this is the welcome they get from Wynn Stadium here in Wollongong. Here come the Melbourne Storm. Robbie Ross, what a wonderful fullback he has been, both for Newcastle and for the Brisbane Broncos. He is the Melbourne Storm's starting number one. Smith and Marcus Beyer on the wings. Aaron Mule, Paul Bell are the centres. Hill and Kamali are the halves. Marquette, Rorty and Tawid Anikau, that man on your screen at the back row. And up front, Rodney Howe, Danny Williams and big Robbie Kearns. The coach, Chris Anderson. Gets us underway, and Moon kicks long. It'll come down to Kamali. He's the first Melbourne Storm player to get a touch. The second is big Rodney Howe. This is Kearns, one of three Melbourne props with international experience. The other one, of course, is the captain, Glenn Lazarus, on the bench. They'll all be wanting to get an early touch in this game. This is Paul Marquette.
Very important to settle the nerves down too. This is where the Melbourne Storm will play the game. That's their strength in the forwards. Kamali gets a good kick away.
Juggled initially by Wayne Clifford. Picks it up well though. This is Brendan Reeves. He's tackled just inside his own 20. Good defence there from Paul Bell, the number 4 for Melbourne. He's in there again, as is Marcus Beyer, who played for the Rest of the World team last year. This is Brad Mackay, who took a heavy knock in a trial game against Wests. This is what they need to settle the nerves, Mario Fenech.
Yeah, Melbourne Storm become a reality now. We've got a pretty good crowd here down on the sideline. I'm not too good with maths, but I'd assume there'd be about 10 or 12,000 people. As we see Paul McGregor, certainly one of the danger men in this Steelers side. Melbourne have done pretty well with their recruitment. They'll give a good account of themselves, but in terms of combination, as we see Barrett kick downtown, I think the Steelers will be too strong.
Marcus Beyer let it go over his head. He goes back to collect now on his 10-metre line. He's met in the tackle first by Sean Timmins. Down inside the 30-metre line. This is Robinson, shows the ball. Mackay's outside him. He picks up the runner, but it's Nikau and also Kamali. Good defence for the Melbourne Storm. They work the blind. Mackay again. Looking around, but there's no way through this Storm defence. Plays it on the 20. Robinson. This is Barrett. The cutout pass. What defence there from Craig Smith. They've picked up the ball anyway. He's shown the ball. And Craig Wilson will cross for the first try of the evening.
Yeah, a little bit of luck. Luck's a fortune in this game of rugby league. And it's Illawarra who come up with the first points on the board. Melbourne have had all the running in the play. And Craig Wilson, he's only been on the football field for a couple of seconds. It's Barrett who goes right to the line. He uses McGregor as a foil. There's the hit in there by the number 2, Craig Smith. And Wilson finds the football. There it goes on the outside, the dummy. And there's Illawarra's first try of the season.
And he's only 14 points away from 1,000 in first-grade football. He'll try and get his chance sometime in the next few weeks. Meanwhile, Dean Moon will line this up about 6 metres inside touch. And he's hooked it across the front. So 4 points to 0. The Steelers over the Storm. This is Moon, put down by Kearns. Callaway. They've got enthusiasm at the moment, the Steelers. They just can't find a way through. Mackay. Taken high. Scott Hill will be called out by Sean Hampstead. He's taken a few high shots already this year, and this is the first game.
Yeah, it took him a little while to call it out there, Sean Hampstead. He had a couple of looks at it. Mackay, he runs upright. I think that one's bounced off the chest. I don't think it's that bad, but it's worthy of a penalty. And what it does is just give Illawarra Steelers a piggyback into Melbourne Storm's half again.
It was just a sloppy tackle more than a vicious one, it has to be said, and it's Mackay himself who finds touch. About 17 metres inside Storm territory. This is Callaway. Picks up the big man. This is Smith. He's met on the 30 by Kearns. Good field position for the Illawarra Steelers. Robinson shows the ball, picks up Mackay, steps off the left, goes straight through, looks back inside. That's a try to Will Robinson. Outstanding rugby league from the Illawarra Steelers.
Yeah, tremendous support play there from the Illawarra side. Will Robinson, he's been a great player. Moved it from the Tigers down to Illawarra. He's been a stopgap player, but it was just a simple missed tackle from Paul Marquette. One-on-one tackle. And look at the support come there. That was beautiful play there from Will Robinson. They worked the ball to the middle of the field from the tap kick. Here's the pass now, the little dummy on the inside, just a simple jink. And Marquette misses the tackle. Look at the support, he stays alive. Robinson, looked like he got shot out of a gun, 20-metre sprint right under the post.
Which is precisely what he does. So 10 points to 0 now. The Steelers over the Storm. Rodney Howe, who was the Perth Reds captain in 1996, plays the ball. This is his front row teammate, Robbie Kearns. Just 5 metres out from the Illawarra line. They work the blind through Nikau. The pass outside. Is this the first Storm try? Held up, says referee Sean Hampstead.
And they stacked that short side too to come back through Nikau. Good defence there from the centre three-quarter, Paul McGregor, the captain for Illawarra. Just have a look at the slide there. A ball and all tackle there from McGregor saves the day.
This is Williams. Paul Marquette. Oh, welcome to Wollongong. Here they come. Rodney Howe picks up some pace.
Yeah, Marquette bends a little bit there. Lockville is involved in the tackle along with Cram. That's a good front-on tackle there from the Illawarra Steelers. It's taken them a while, although they're leading 10 points to 0 to warm into this match.
Kamali on the last tackle will go to the air. It comes off the side of his boot. Picked up brilliantly by Bell, but I think he was offside according to referee Sean Hampstead.
I'll tell you what, that's a quick ball there from Hampstead.
Manages to free the ball. Offloading. Putting the fend on and hard in the tackle. Goes Richard Swain, number 16 for Melbourne. They work it back to the blind. This is Wilson. Oh! Nikau. A quick apology.
Again, a sloppy tackle. Rodney Howard is being called out now. Let's have a look at it again. High tackle on Wilson.
It was sloppy more than anything else again. But they're still going to have to watch those things because it will always cost them penalties and it may cost them players. Callaway will play it for Smith.
They'll probably score on this set. There's another penalty. Not back far enough. They've got to get back there 10 metres.
Now they might go for goal. He's improving the position for them, Sean Hampstead, and now they will. You can see Paul McGregor in the foreground there, pointing towards the uprights. And now Dean Moon will take the opportunity to try and put Illawarra 12 points in front.
Moon moves in now. They put the Steelers ahead by 12.
Which is precisely what he does. 2 tries, a conversion and a penalty. And finally, Mario Fennick, Glenn Lazarus gets a run.
Yeah, Glenn Lazarus, regarded as one of the best front rowers in the world.
Marcus Bai back in the early in the tackle count. Here he is with a good run.
Straight through he goes. Marcus Bai, he's got absolutely no support. And a great covering tackle there by Dean Moon. Picks him up just inside the 30-metre line. Ross plays it for Hill. Kamali, he's got numbers. He's got it inside to Tawa to Nikau. They pick it up now. This is Williams. Back inside for Nikau. He looks for support. Brought down 9 metres out from the Illawarra line.
If they don't score off this set, they've got to get a repeat set.
Here comes Lazarus with his first touch of the ball. He'll play it 2 metres out. Williams stepping off the right foot goes Hill.
He scores.
Has he got the ball down? Yes, he has. So Scott Hill goes into the record books as the first try scorer for the Melbourne Storm. This is where it all began. The kick down to Marcus Bai seemed like a good idea at the time until he gave us the bit of the PNG shuffle and straight through the tackle of Will Robinson. He's one of the fastest men on the field, Marcus Bai. Great cover defence there from Dean Moon. And by the time the play the ball from Glenn Lazarus came down to just a couple of metres out from the line, Hill stepped off the right foot and had enough momentum to go across.
Well, that's just no urgency. They just didn't get off their line. It wasn't like they had to go back 10 yards. They had to go right there. There it is. Beautiful try. Just stretches out Hill. He's got some ability too, the young fella. Melbourne Storm, as I said, they needed to score. Here's the kick now. Will they get their opportunity again? Brad Mackay kicks out now. Nick Howe gets it on the full 30 out.
They've got 20 seconds to do something. Nick Howe picks up Smith. Smith is tackled by Hooper and also Paul McGregor. 10 seconds to go in the half. This is Swain. Frees the ball for Kamali. Steps off the right. Tries to put on the fan. Can't free his arms though. Centre field, 18 out from the line. This is Borden. Hill shows the ball, looks inside. Tackle just 12 metres out. Kamali again. This is Nikau. They're up out of the line though. Gets it back for Kamali. What can he do? He's going nowhere. He's going backwards. He gets it back inside. It'll be a miracle if they can get a try out of this. This is Mule. He gets the ball away. And finally it's put down by Borden. And we'll go to the half-time with Illawarra leading by 2 tries to 1 and 12 points to 6. An extraordinary way to kick off season 98. What a great year it's going to be. Kick comes down for Reeves. Good front-on defence already as Cram plays it. 18 out from the line. Twisting and turning is Craig Smith.
Very important for the Storm not to let that half-time break affect them. They were well on top of Illawarra there. There's a good hit.
Great offload though, back for Smith. He tries to free up the arms, can't do so. Put down by Richard Swain. Good defence. They work the blind. This is Cram again. Takes on Kamali. Off balance, and Kamali throws him to the ground. Hit front on as well by Swain. Robinson for Mackay. Last tackle for the Steelers. Oh. This is Smith.
Well, that's the area they're looking for. Great front on hit there from Rodney Howe and Smith.
This is Nikau, who unleashes for Kamali. Bell at pace. He slips over and into the arms of Brad Mackay. Gets up rather groggily. This is Nikau. Steps off the left foot, puts that big knee out straight into the chest of Mackay, who play it inside the 20. Here comes Rodney Howe. Picks up 12 metres. They play it. This is the blind. Nikau getting involved again. Puts on the fend. Picks up another couple of metres. He'll take the tackle 2 out from the Illawarra line. This is Borden. Kamali, the long ball out for Hill. Shows the ball inside. It comes for Ross. It goes down. And it's cleaned up in the end by Andrew Hart on the 10-metre line.
How do you caught that football, Robbie Ross? He was under the sticks. Great set play here. There it is. Smith came across. He was through.
12 points to 6. The Steelers over Melbourne. This is Rorty. Played for the Canterbury second grade last year. But missed the grand final. As the kick ahead comes from Wayne Clifford.
6 again too. Here's Ross. Beautiful pick up from Ross.
Here's the opportunity for the Melbourne Storm. They've got numbers out wide and 6 tackles to work with. John Carlaw put down 32 metres out from the line. Smith twists and turns, picks up a good 10 metres and comes towards the centre field position.
That's a tremendous run there from Smith. There's a knock on in the ruck. They're their own worst enemies at the moment. Melbourne Storm just showing no patience. Just too urgent. They've got to be patient. Get the football back.
Such a shame for them, isn't it? They had everything going for them at that time. He's had a nervous last few minutes of this second half, I can tell you.
Gee, that's it. That's
got to bring it out. He's got to face it. He's got to bring it up.
Yeah, he's not facing goal to goal.
Bring it up. Can't put the ball on the ground. Bring it up.
That's the way he should be talking to the players too. He's giving him a good go. He said, "I've told you 5 times."
I'll give you a very good go, Craig. You've got to bring it up. No, you've got to bring it up.
That's the wonderful thing about technology, isn't it? We didn't need to do a thing. Sean Hampstead talked us through it himself.
What do you do here, Muzza? 12 points to 6.
Well, they're going to shoot for goal, as you can see the referee indicating, but I'd like to have another look at that replay. Have a look at Glenn Lazarus. Glenn Lazarus pulls Smith to the side. I reckon Lazarus contributes to the penalty.
He's kicked 2 so far here tonight, and the left foot has curved it around. He's kicked 2 more, 12 points to 8. Illawarra lead Melbourne.
Oh dear, it's just been a little bit of timing. There's a penalty of the Melbourne Storm for holding down Marcus Bai, trying to get to his feet.
Well, what they want to do now is just settle ever so slightly, because they got away with that one. And here comes Kamali making a break. Up inside Steeler territory they go. Scott Hill steps off the left and the right and the left again.
It's the middle of the ruck where they're having plenty of luck, the Melbourne Storm. Illawarra in all sorts.
This is Kamali, shows the ball, picks up Kearns. He's taken high by Barrett. Wrestled to the ground but manages to free it. Here comes Carlaw again, inside the 10-metre line.
Haven't they got some will?
Danny Williams has a dart. He's brought down just a metre out from the line. Less than 4 minutes to go. Melbourne trail by 4. Kamali, he's got options outside. Hill was there. And he kicks it back into the line. It's been knocked on by Timmins.
It's a knock on the phone. This will be an interesting one. Storm has knocked the football on first. Now it's their feed.
3 minutes to go in the match. The Storm trail as Kamali has a dart from the base of the scrum. Brought down just a couple of metres out. This is Bell. Got out of his hospital bed to come here tonight. Kearns picks up Hill. Hill will go through and score! They could win at Melbourne. The kick to come. And so far, Craig Smith hasn't missed tonight.
Well, they had a big rap on this kid. And he took it upon himself to really take it on. Scott Hill it was. They stood off him, Illawarra, didn't come off their line, expecting to pass the ball on the outside, and just decides, I'm going to do this on my own. It was a powerful run too. He had to beat a couple.
We said it was a moment of history this evening.
Look at that.
This is history in the making.
Great
As Scott
try.
Hill goes across for his second try of the evening.
They haven't deserved to lose this game, Melbourne Storm. They've been all over Illawarra.
And Craig Smith will line up his third kick of the evening. He's kicked 2 from 2. He's playing just his third first-grade game of rugby league. This for the win. And he puts it through as calm as that. Melbourne now must surely open their campaign with what will be a famous victory at Wynn Stadium. And the celebrations will start in Melbourne.
They've got some will.
They come in as, you'd have to say, one of the unloved teams of the competition. Everyone's going to enjoy beating a team from south of the border. And on the last tackle now, they lead Illawarra by 2. This is Kamali under pressure as the hooter goes. They'll take the tackle. And that's the final whistle. And they rush in to congratulate each other. This has been a famous victory for the Melbourne Storm. No team since the Cronulla Sharks 31 years ago has come into the competition and won their first away game. The smiles are there. Tawera Nikau was there. Robbie Ross, Danny Williams, they all had roles to play. Wonderful history for the Melbourne Storm.